Я единственный в огне, кто читает свои сны. Поклоняюсь темноте.
About a year ago, I discovered a game called Fortnite. Yeah, me and millions of other poor souls. At first, I didn't get it. I found the game extremely boring. Jump out of a bus, look for weapons and materials, and try to stay alive until the end. Even though I wasn't having a lot of fun, I stuck with it because others loved it, so I should love it too. Right? After a few days of playing the game, it just clicked and boom. I was addicted. Each day I spent more and more time playing. When I wasn't playing, I was on Reddit reading about Fortnite or on Twitch and YouTube watching others play Fortnite. The game took over my life and my bank account. Well, I say bank account, but that didn't last long as those funds ran out rather quickly. Then it was the credit card that funded my addiction. The game is free to play. What are you talking about? To play the game, it is free, but you still want the swag. Skins, back blings, pickaxes, emotes, and battle passes will sink their teeth in you and you will spend more money than you would ever dreamed of. I was buying everything. I was spending thousands of dollars I didn't have on these digital items. They made me feel cool. And I didn't feel cool in my real life, so this was a welcome change. I was a guild master of a Fortnite guild with over 100 members. I was treated with respect, which is something I didn't have in real life. I eventually dropped out of college and quit my part-time job to give myself 100% to Fortnite. The real world ceased to exist, in my mind at least. A gamer named Gruesome 666 became a member of my guild, the Masons. We started playing duos together on a daily basis. DG, as I called him for short, was an odd fellow, but an elite player, so I looked past the odd stuff. There were times when he wouldn't chat at all or would just breathe heavily. When he did talk, he sounded like he was using one of those filters to disguise his voice. Like I said, he was odd. But he was an amazing player, so that didn't matter to me. One night, about 2 weeks after he joined, he said he was going to leave the guild. I was shocked and didn't want this to happen. He helped us win a lot of matches and even some tournaments. I asked him what game was he migrating to. He asked if I was familiar with the deep web. I told him I was as far as knowing what it was, but I had never accessed it. He told me that there was a hacked Fortnite client that was being played on the deep web. It was called Lastrite. I immediately was thinking bullcrap, but DG never joked about anything. He told me that the core gameplay was the same, but the game was darker and much more macabre. The map was laid out the same, but sections were named differently and were more sinister aesthetically. I was rather shocked by some of the names. Instead of Risky Reels, it was called Rapist Thrills. Dusty Divot was named Bloody Wound. Pleasant Park was renamed Agony Avenue, and Greasy Grove was renamed Disemboweled Drive. I won't list the other places, but you get the idea. The water in the game was, of course, blood, according to DG. He said the skins were very disturbing. He said he found one that went perfectly with his name, Gruesome 666. He said the skin was called the Abortionist. He said that it looked like a zombie with a ripped, bloody smock on it. The pickaxe was a huge, rusty, bloody scalpel with chunks of gore dripping off it, and his back bling was an aborted fetus. The glider that went with the set was a trio of babies stitched up like the Human Centipede movie with baby crying sound effects. He said his favorite emote was his skin masturbating until climax complete with ejaculation. I couldn't believe it. He finally called bullshit. He got really angry and told me to go to hell and stick with Fortnite. He said all the elites are heading to Lastrite and he thought I would be interested or he wouldn't have even brought it up. I, of course, didn't want to be left out of anything even remotely having to do with Fortnite, so I took the bait. DG said he would IM me the directions of how to download the Tor browser and setting up all the security I would need. After I got that set up, he would send me the link to download Lastrite. I'd always had a curiosity about the deep web, but I was too apprehensive to actually check it out for myself. I've listened to dozens of the supposedly true deep web stories on YouTube, and they made me think twice even though I was pretty sure they were all bullshit. I got everything up and running, and away I went into the deep web. DG sent me a link which was just a bunch of numbers, certainly nothing like I've ever seen before. It came to a black screen with a blinking cursor in the center. I figured I had keyed the address in wrong. As I was about to leave the page, I saw "Hello" appear where the cursor was, and a text box appeared below, and all I thought to type was "Hi back. State your intention." I'm sorry, I must be at the wrong site. I was looking for a game called Lastrite that my friend told me about. Who sent you? It's getting weirder by the second. Why the heck does it matter who sent me? A friend. Name? Dr. Gruesome 666. I waited for about 20 seconds thinking this was not where I was supposed to be. Prepare for entry. Welcome to Lastrite. Now there was a small meat cleaver that was spinning and slinging blood all over the screen. My assumption was that the next page was loading. After about a minute, the screen stayed black, but the word Lastrite was in red and appeared in a font that looked like throbbing blood vessels. I put my mouse over the title and clicked. I noticed a download began immediately for an fnhehe.exe. It was pretty disconcerting that something was automatically downloading. I was inclined to just unplug, but curiosity is a bitch. The download size was 666 megabytes. I must admit that saying that number gave me the creeps. This whole situation was starting to freak me out a bit. After about 5 minutes, the download had finished, and it was automatically installing. Isn't this freaking thing supposed to ask me if I want to install? Of course, my whole screen goes black, and I just see the word installing in a white bone-looking font. After the installation finished, I got a message in this client from DG. It said, "Hey Mike, glad you made it. I hope you didn't have any difficulties." How the hell is DG messaging me? I haven't even registered or selected a name. Jesus, how the hell does he even know my real name? Mike, I am the owner and architect of Lastrite, and I want to thank you for being such a good friend to me. I'm going to design a skin just for you. Do you want male or female? I'm starting to shit bricks at this point. However, I go along and say male. You got it, Mike. A video feed immediately pops up. The video quality is very crisp and clear, probably 1080p. A curtain pulls back, and there is a nude man chained up by his arms and legs. He appears to have one of those ball gags in his mouth, and he is breathing heavily and sweating like a pig. His eyes are wide open, and he is terrified out of his mind. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. What the hell is going on? Where the hell am I? What in the hell am I watching? Then a metal door opens slowly behind the man. It is a man in a white bloody smock that a doctor would wear. He waves at the camera and walks in front of the man. Hi, Mike Anderson. How is the weather in Wilmington, North Carolina? What the hell is going on? Who is that guy? How do you know all this stuff? I am Dr. Gruesome, and I know everything about you, Mike. Old buddy, old pal. You're my buddy, right, Mike? Here's a special gift for you. It isn't every day that a player can design his own skin. This sweaty fellow back here is going to play an important role in making that happen. Aren't you, Jeff? DG slaps the man on the cheek lightly a few times. As he slaps the man, I notice a backpack bouncing on DG's back. Mike, check out my back bling. I told you about it the other day." He turned his back to the camera, and there appeared to be a bloody something there. Then I remembered what he mentioned in our chat earlier. It couldn't be. He backed up towards the camera to give me a closer look, and it appeared to be a fetus. Was it real? I hope to God not, but it was pretty damned convincing. He was jumping up and down laughing, trying to make the fetus move. I retched and vomited in the trash can beside my computer. DG then pulls out the biggest knife I have ever seen, and he appears to put the blade on a sharpener. The metallic screech made every hair on my body stand up. Sparks spray everywhere like one of those 4th of July sparklers I held in my hand as a child. That should do it. Nice and sharp. Creating a new skin for our players requires a sharp knife. If you're going to do something, do it right. That is what my father used to say. DG walks over to the squirming man and proceeds to cut out the top of the forehead at the hairline. Jeff's eyes start bulging out of his head as crimson streams pour down his pale, white face. The ball gag pops out of his mouth and he screams in agony as DG peels his skin off his face. After the face is peeled off, DG places it over his own face and sticks his tongue out of the mouth and jumps up and down. How does this look, Mike? Is this what you are envisioning? Will this make you look OG? The faceless man began convulsing and his scream sounded completely different than before. This had to be a nightmare. This can't be real what I am witnessing. I am calling the police. Mike, I figured there was a high possibility that you might say that. Here's the situation, my friend. We're going to finish up with our friend Jeff here in a bit. What that means is that I need another guy for the next player that wants a male skin. I have located and sent some of my associates to get my next skin. You actually know this guy. His name is Brad. My stomach dropped. Brad? No, it couldn't be. Actually, it can, Mike. Isn't your older brother named Brad? Brad Anderson? He lives at 555 Olander Drive in Wilmington, North Carolina. He has a nice little apartment with his girlfriend. He works Monday through Friday at the local Best Buy on College Street. 10 to 7, I think. My blood went ice cold. Everything he was saying was true. It was my brother. I grabbed my cell phone and began to dial his number. I had a video message from Brad waiting for me. My brother had duct tape on his mouth, and he had been beaten. His left eye was swollen shut, and his nose was bloody. My phone fell to the floor, and I dropped to my knees. I was sobbing, and I vomited once more. What do you want from me? What do I need to do? Mike, you can send a message back to Brad for me. What do you want me to say? Tell him goodbye. The video feed then went to static.